All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 29 of Sports with Skiz with myself and my boy Tanaka. Right now, we are going to be talking a little bit more about some college basketball stuff. Again, we're splitting our time with football and basketball. College football is where we're at right now, majority just with the season, already starting and us being fully indulged, but we still want to bring you guys a little bit of college basketball. So with that, we're going to do a couple recaps and then we will be talking about some games that we do like on our schedule here to talk about as well. So, starting off, I kind of want to backtrack, Knock. We were talking about this a little bit. Duke ended up beating Texas by 15, 75 to 60. Duke got off to kind of like a rough start. Texas was up by one at halftime, and then second half, they just kind of shut the door altogether on the Longhorns.
Yeah, Texas played well in the first half, and they won the first half outright. And I think it's just because freshman Cameron Boozer he just couldn't get going. It took him a second. Yeah, I think he shot like 0 of 8 or 0 for 9 there in the first half. I don't even think he had a point, not even a free throw there in the first half. That picked up. He ended the game with double digits, if I'm not mistaken. So
Mhm.
Duke dominated there in the second half for sure.
Yeah, he ended up with a double double, 15 points, 12 rebounds altogether. Isaiah Evans was shooting very well. He went 53% from the field, 50 from the three-point line. So they're always good at shooting the three. I mean, they shot as a team 39% to Texas's 29% from three, and Texas just couldn't really find it going or get it going, excuse me, in the second half. Their shooting percentage as a team from the field was 32.2%. So you're never going to win when you can only make 19 buckets. And I feel like they weren't really grabbing. And they actually out rebounded Duke, which was surprising. I thought Duke was hitting the glass pretty hard there. But we'll see. I think Texas can rebound from this. Duke is a really, really good team. Obviously, Texas has rebounded already. They have a win on the board, but I just mean against, some better opponents here. So, moving on from that game, I really wanted to talk about this UNC and Kansas game. This one was really, really fun. This happened last Friday, and I love Caleb Wilson, the true freshman from UNC. He's just a bucket. He has a lot of great confidence. He could jump out of the gym. 24 points on 9 of 12 shooting, went 0 of 1 from 3, but he's so fun to watch. Anytime that they needed like a clutch bucket and they went to him, he was giving it to him. You would have thought that this dude was like a senior or fifth year senior. He just could not do any wrong. So I'm a big fan of him. I think he's going to be a sleeper to be ACC Freshman of the Year. I know Boozer has a lot of people talking about that. I could even see him being Player of the Year in the ACC. And then shout out Darren Patterson as well too, or Peterson, excuse me, the freshman phenom from Kansas. He had a pretty good game as well too. 22 points of 8 of 14 shooting. They just really went stale in that second half. Similar to Texas, they were up by 8 at halftime, and then they just came out very flat in the second half. UNC, polar opposites, they couldn't miss, and they had the home court advantage behind them as well too.
Yeah, UNC dominated off the glass there. I think they had I don't know, about 10 more rebounds as a team than Kansas did. And you shed light on him just a moment ago. Darren Peterson, he's a stud. There's a lot of good freshmen in college basketball this year.
Yeah.
Like that. It's going to be entertaining. Um, you know, uh, their forward Badunga was only 4 of 9. He was a little underwhelming for Kansas there. And I mean, look, Kansas won the first half outright, but UNC, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. UNC, what did they score? 60 points in the second half. It was a completely different offense. And,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, I think both teams shot pretty well from beyond the arc. Yeah, Kansas shot 48% from three. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And 30% isn't too bad, in North Carolina's own right. That's about where you should be. So
Right.
27 there for the Tar Heels. Neither team shot too great from the free throw line. I mean, both were
Mm-mm.
sub 70% from the line. Um, but yeah, these are good. Kansas is a good team. North Carolina, I think, is just with them having the same coach over the last few years. They gave this guy a lot of shit. I can't remember his name off the top.
Hubert
Um,
Davis.
Hubert Davis. They gave Hubert Davis a lot of crap, but I think the more he's there, the more he's learning and he's growing and becoming a better coach. So, just be careful for North Carolina this year.
Yeah, and not to mention too, I think one thing that's going to be very, very good for North Carolina is they are a lot bigger than they were last year. I talked about it with a couple UNC fans. They really lacked size, especially down low, and with the likes of Caleb Wilson, who has some good size to him. I mean, he's 6'10". They have sorry, my thing was lagging here. Jarian Smith, Stevenson, I think he's 6'10", 6'11" as well too. So they have some good height to them. Luka Bogovic, he's a pretty good shooter from overseas as well, and they did out rebound them by 12 as well too. So UNC looked very, very strong. I wasn't sure how that game was going to end with how they were looking, but moving over to another.
You
Oh,
know
did
what,
you have
Mike?
any?
Before you move over, I wanted to highlight one guy in particular. Keeping it with Kansas, he's a legend. You know him, I know him. Bryson Tiller, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Don't.
This kid, Bryson Tiller, coming off the bench, 12 points, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc for Kansas. So shout out you, Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, shout out to you, Bryson. 4-4 from three as well too. So he added a nice little spark. Knock, we're going back to your home state here. There was a really, really good game this Saturday. I hate that they are playing these games on Saturdays when there's college football. It's so hard for me to tune into them. But the Alabama Crimson Tide go up to New York and beat St. John 103-96. I was really, really taken back by this score. St. John was a team that I guess you could look at this as like kind of like a positive and a negative for them. Last year, they could not get the offense going. They really relied on defense. And then this year they give up 103 points, but they also put up 96. They win that game. If they're playing anybody else, they probably win that game. Alabama, just over the past 3 years, has just been lights out with scoring the ball, and they could run with anybody. They have a very, very fast tempo to them as well, too. And another thing that really helped them out is I feel like they were getting a lot of second chance, field goals and second chance opportunities. I mean, they shot 81 times to St. John's 63. So they were doing a really good job of that. This game was really, really good. What are your thoughts from it, Knock? I feel like I'm talking too much here.
No, not at all, man. I caught the whole first half of that game, to be honest with you. Zuby Ejiofor, his kid's a freaking stud. All right, 27 and 10. Bryson Hopkins, over the last couple of years, I'm a big fan of Providence basketball. He's been hurt. 19 points. Like I said, last couple of years, he's only played in a handful of games, two handfuls of games. He had 19 points. It's real simple for St. John's. I mean, they can't shoot. They don't have a real threat from behind the arc. And Zuby Ejiofor and Hopkins, they're both forward centered. So they provided everything offensively. If you watch that game, Mike, I mean, St. John's had to get into the paint. Their offense, God bless you. I see you over there sneezing.
Thank you.
No, it's just like Alabama just played their defense in the paint, and St. John's went there, and in the first half, St. John's, it was only close because they got to the line 20 plus times in the first
Hmm.
half alone. I mean, Alabama was the better team. They have guys that can shoot. I mean, I was watching oh my goodness. Filan was shooting crazy. Holloway was making step back threes. I mean, these kids are fast paced, good shooters.
Hmm.
Alabama, I did not expect their offense to be as good considering the fact that, they lost a couple of guys last year.
Marcus Sears.
Yeah, Boogie Flant. No, Boogie Flant, I'm sorry. That was Arkansas. I'm sorry. Wrong A. But
You're good.
no, the point being is no, they're
Young blood.
stellar offense. 103
Yeah.
points. Yeah, Rick
Yeah.
Pitino quoted, "That's the worst defensive performance I've ever witnessed in my life." Uh,
Oh, bro, that practice was crazy with him the next day. The
Absolutely.
next couple of days, bro. They were probably just doing baseline to baseline. And shout out Latrell right side as well, too, for Bama. 17 points off the bench, 4 of 8 from three. So we love to see that. But I think that's really all the big games that I really wanted to cover. Knock, I'm not sure if you had any other ones that you kind of. There
Oh,
wasn't actually a great game. Me and my wife were watching this. For those who don't know, she played Division 1 hoops, so she loves watching this more than she loves watching college football with me. But Michigan State beats Arkansas at home. That game was electric from wire to wire. Michigan State's atmosphere and their home crowd is just fucking electric. I love it.
Yeah, man, I'm Tom Izzo just does it again, right? He and Calipari. I'm a big Calipari guy. I like him in Arkansas. Arkansas lost a lot of guys this year, so I can see them not doing as well. But with that being said, it's pretty weird. You know, Michigan State wins that game shooting 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, if I'm remembering that correctly. So it's a little weird. They
One
dominated
of 14.
1 of 14. Holy, that's even
Yeah.
worse. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird to
7%.
win a game when you're shooting, 10% from beyond the arc, if that. So, that's just a tough game, a tough matchup. It's just the inexperience of Arkansas's offense. Their defense played pretty well. But yeah, Michigan State, go Spartans, go
Yeah,
Sparty.
shout out Sparty. They're definitely a basketball school. It's tough, Arkansas. You talked about not really having that like veteran leadership. I mean, they run their offense through two true freshmen with Darius Acuff Jr. and the Pittsburgh native Malik Thomas as well too. And those guys both kind of struggled shooting. Acuff Jr. went 5 of 16, and then Malik Thomas went 5 of 15 too. You could see that it got to him in the late stages of the game when he had a chance to shoot a three or tie it with a little jumper, and he ended up throwing the ball off the back of the hoop. But you know who my one of my favorite players is this year, bro? And I think it's just because of like the number 55, but Cohen Carr, man, I love watching him play basketball. The dude can jump out of the gym. I think he set the record for just jumping, right? Or whatever it would be, the vertical. Bro, he jumps like a 50 something.
No shit. I didn't.
Bro, he's made he's known. You should know this. If you see the clips of him, you'll understand it, bro. He's known for dunking. Like he jumps out of the gym. But yeah, shout out Cohen Carr. That's my guy. I'll be watching him all year.
Well, speaking of jumping out of the gym, Dominique Wilkins has a son who plays for Georgia who went
Mm.
absolutely nuts the other night. You want to talk about jumping out of the gym? This guy's doing fast break windmill dunks. No, he's super special too. I'm intrigued to see a little bit of how he performs at Georgia, if he's going to be like an Anthony Edwards kind of player in terms of just having that name. Georgia's not really known to be a basketball school.
Yeah, they look really, really good. Granted, the game that my wife and I were watching, where is it at? Let me see. I gotta go to their schedule. I can't remember exactly when it was, but they were playing the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Hmm.
And those poor bastards from Maryland Eastern Shore could not do anything. And they were just turning. I think at halftime, bro, I want to say they had like 20 turnovers. They ended the game with 31 turnovers. They scored 12 points in the second half. Georgia beats them 94-29. They just could not miss. Kane, their lethal 3-point shooter, he was doing really well too. So shout out to Georgia. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. They did make the dance last year and kind of gave us a stinker against Gonzaga and got blown out in their one and only game last year. But moving on, Knock, what are some are there any games that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, yeah. There's a few games tonight. Yeah, I figured we can kick it off with Dayton, Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 6.5 point favorite at home. Uh, Kind of weird, right? Because we all know Dayton to be this basketball school, very good program, and 6.5 is a little weird, but Dayton, if I'm not mistaken, is hurt. I do know one thing about Cincinnati. I think they boast a little bit more size. I think they're a little bit better on the glass than Dayton. Um, Nobody offensively so far through the two games that they played. They played UMBC most recently and only won by 6. So
Saw that.
nothing, yeah, nothing dazzling there on the offensive end for Dayton. I want to go over and discuss a little bit about Cincinnati. They've got a guy named Baba Miller who everybody is just so excited about. Baba had 18 points game one, 21 points game two. He's a good ball player for the Bearcats. He's 6'10". He can get by you, shoot over you. He's got all the talent in the world. Here's the
Hmm.
thing: Cincinnati hasn't played any major competition. I think UMBC might be better than who they played, Georgia State in
Georgia
basketball.
State and won by 10.
Right, right, right. So they didn't have a very good performance themselves. So 6.5, is a little scary there. I'm gonna lean under on this game, to be honest with you. Cincinnati they have good talent. They've got Sincere Harris, they've got Day Thomas. Those are both point guards. Mustafa Cham, he's a good shot blocker. He's a 7'2" sophomore. And like I said, I just think Cincinnati has a little bit more size. 16 turnovers last game. I think you can clean that up. But
Hmm.
like I said, they only won by 10 versus Georgia State, and they were like a 19.5 point favorite. It's hard. It's just hard for me to take Dayton or a spread or a money line pick. I'm gonna take the under here.
Yeah, I think I would lean Cincinnati minus 5.5. They were 12-5 last year at home, so they play well at their own house. You mentioned him, Mustafa Tham. I really like him as well too. The big dude out of Senegal. He's one of my favorite players to watch there. And then the true freshman that they have, Sean Abaeve, I believe is his last name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. He's another kid who is very young and just thrives in these types of environment. It seems as he's the third leading scorer on that team. Granted, I know that they haven't really played anybody, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know too much about Dayton. Javon Bennett, I mean, he's a baller for them, senior, 5'10" out of Orlando, Florida. He's averaging, I believe, 18 to 20 a clip. So yeah, these games are so weird when it's like their first time going against like actual, Division One talent. Not saying like Georgia State and Kinesis and stuff like that aren't, but there's levels to it in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Even though recently, the first week of college foot basketball action has been a little weird. We're seeing a lot of teams paying these Division 3
Yeah.
schools and they're losing. So that's the beauty of basketball, just poetry in motion.
Yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. There is another great game on as well too tonight with the Battle of Kentucky. The Kentucky Wildcats are going into Louisville, and they will be playing them tonight. Louisville's minus 6.5. That game is something that I'm really going to be paying attention to. Louisville's offense this year has just been really, really good. In both of their games, they scored 104 points and 106. Granted, they played against Jackson State and South Carolina State, but excuse me, I expect this game to be very high scoring because we all know Kentucky loves to push the pace as well too. They have a very potent offense. They're coming off of scoring 107 against Valparaiso as well too. So I'm really interested in this game. There's a lot of star power on both sides. Colin Chandler for Kentucky has been lights out. So it'll be interesting to see there too. I think Kentucky has, I think, 6 or 7 guys that are averaging over 10 points or more. Obviously, that's not going to be something that continues as you go on to play these tougher opponents, but Louisville's not far behind them. I think they only have one less person averaging 10 points than Kentucky does. Connie Ruths, he's been a beast. Ryan Conwell has been a beast as well too. Both of those guys are shooting. Ruths is shooting 61%, excuse me, and then Conwell is shooting 43% from the field, but 41% from the three. So he's a lethal shooter here. With that being said, I don't know what I would take spread wise. This is another one that's kind of crazy with Louisville being minus 6.5. I feel like I would lean Louisville, and I would like to take the over of 174.5. That's a lot of points, but it's fun whenever you do that.
Yeah, man, excuse me. I'm super excited for this game, simply because I'm taking Kentucky on the money line here.
Mhm.
Yeah, Louisville's offense is great. I mean, they have two guys in the starting rotation that shoot 41% from beyond the arc. They have other guys. We're talking 3, 4 other players that shoot 35 to 40% from three. They've got shooters. They have a great offense. They are fast paced. Like you said, Mike, if you want to beat a Kentucky team, sort of like in Alabama, you got to score points. You know, However, Kentucky is supposed to be one of the better defenses in college basketball this year. One thing that might help Louisville and hinder Kentucky is that Kentucky's without Jaden Quintons, who's a sophomore. He's 7 feet. He's their best rim protector. He's not going to play tonight.
Mhm.
But you know what? There's too many studs on Kentucky for me to back Louisville. Otagwe, Jalen Lowe, Diabate, Malachi Moreno, Jasper Johnson, Colin Chandler. He brings an outside shooting presence as well as Jasper Johnson. So I mean, like these guys are dogs, dude. They're dogs. everybody's gonna be there for Louisville. It's gonna be a big event. I'm taking Kentucky on the money line. I don't care. Louisville's little brother. Got to take Kentucky. But if you want to be safe, give Kentucky the 6.5. But here's my pick. This is my best pick of this game. Louisville under their team total points. I think it's like
Mm.
over 90 something. And again, you stated 106 points, 104 points. That's first not good competition. I don't see these teams scoring any lower than 80 a pop, but I don't think Louisville goes over the team total. I think it's 93.
Real quick, Knock, are we recording?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't showing up in my thing for some reason.
Okay, you had
It
me there.
scared me. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry. I
mean,
didn't mean to do that. It just wasn't showing up. But yeah, I really love Colin Chandler as well too. That dude jumps out of the gym as well. It'll be interesting to see how Jalen Lowe. I know he was injured coming into the season. One game he only has 18 minutes, 6 points, and he's shooting 28%. I'm a little spiteful being a Pitt fan that he went there. I really don't understand it with the many guards as they already had, and him walking into that environment. But say la vie. We will see how it goes. Another good game that's on tonight too, Knock. I don't know if you had this one on your radar. Probably did. Texas Tech going up to Illinois, facing on the Fighting Illini. We have an 11 versus a 14. Illinois -3.5. This one should be very, very interesting. Texas Tech has been extremely good the past couple of years. Last year they went 28-9 overall. Illinois at home last year went 13-4, so they do pretty good as well. Both of these offenses are lethal again. I mean, granted, they aren't really playing tough competition, but Texas Tech has scored 98 points in both games, and Illinois has scored 113 in both games. So it's crazy to think about. With Illinois, Kylan Boswell, he's been a beast. He's leading the way for scoring for them, or he's second in the team in scoring, excuse me. Leads the team in assist as well too. David Markovich, he's really big down below. He has 12 and a half boards per game. And then Texas Tech, I mean, I feel like they could score at will with a bunch of different people. They have three guys, excuse me, averaging over 20 points, two of which are averaging over 26, and one is averaging 30. So JT Toppin, he's coming back. That dude is a certified baller. He's averaging a double-double right now. This game is going to be another interesting one. I mean, I kind of want to, I really want to lean Texas Tech on this one, but it is interesting just because they are going on the road. It is going to be a hostile environment, the first one of the year, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger, man. I would take Texas Tech either money line or +3.5.
yeah, I'm riding with you there, Mike. Illinois, they've been good basketball over the last couple of seasons. It's hard not to take JT Toppin. I just think the coaching, or I'm sorry, what did I say? Did I say JT Toppin? That's correct, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I was thinking of Obi Toppin's little brother for a moment. No, I mean, Texas Tech, they're just well coached. They're always a pretty solid, stout defensive team. Um, in Illinois, they're while they're good, they've always been fairly inconsistent. There's been too many times over the last couple of years I bet Illinois in games that they could have won at home, tight games, matchups such as this. I'm gonna ride out with the team that I feel has a little bit more experience. However, though, I will make it known that Andrei Stojakovic only had 9 points last game. I think those that will up that number for
Hmm.
Illinois. They do. I mean, they've got shooters. Illinois' got shooters all over the place, man. So they're a good ball club, but live and die by the three. Sometimes you live, sometimes you die.
Sometimes you die. Moving over, I kind of want to talk about a couple of games that are happening on Thursday as well too. Knock, more importantly, me and you, we face off again in the backyard brawl. Pitt travels down to Morgantown, West Virginia, the inbred capital of the world, and takes on the Mountaineers. I'm not really sure what to expect. I honestly think that you guys will beat us, and I'm not really. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys did. If we won, I would be very surprised just from watching my Pitt Panthers this year. I mean, they have wins over Youngstown State, Longwood, and Eastern Michigan. The game last night against Eastern Michigan, they should have beat the shit out of them. They only ended up winning by 12, but for some reason, Eastern Michigan just kept hanging around, even though they only shot 37% from the field. I think Pitt just got into some foul troubles there, but you never know. Brandon Cummings was out last night. He didn't play. So it'll be interesting to see. One of the bright spots for Pitt is the big man that we have that's returning that came back is Cam Corin, or Corin, excuse me. He's averaging a double double. He's a big body. He's someone, if he shows up, that could be a little bit of a game changer. But it's weird right now for Pitt. They don't really have a solidified guard that they could really look to get a tough bucket for them. A ton of transfers with DeMarco Minor, and then one guy who has been a bright spot, I guess, especially from shooting the three, is Noigis. I can't even pronounce his last name. Transfer from Iowa State. I'm terrible at that. He has a very crazy last name, Induracious, I think, or something like that. So I don't really know what to expect there. I'm not going to say I would bet on West Virginia. I would never do that in my life, but I'm not going to be surprised if you guys beat us, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I got to take a look at what the line is there. I want to agree. I do, but West Virginia's offense through the first three games of the season has been just so bad. I mean, just underwhelming in every way. I didn't expect them to perform this poorly. I mean, a lot of things going on there for West Virginia, a lot of transfers, new head coach. So they're trying to get acclimated. Brennan Lorian from North Texas, 26 points last game. This guy seems to be like their number one leading scorer. He seems to be the most efficient guy. He can do a little bit of everything. Harlan Obioha, their center, he had 12 points, 8 rebounds last game. Mind you, they only played Lehigh. But they do have a couple of guards. I mean, they have some good guard play. They've got Honor Huff, stud. Kid's an absolute bucket. Jasper Floyd, Trayson Eaglestaff. These are all guys that at some point are going to start clicking when they're
Yeah,
all out there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So I have to see a little bit. I feel Pitt's been kind of the same way offensively. They're winning these games. I think you're undefeated as well, but you're not.
Hmm.
This is an under game to me. This
Yeah.
game has underwritten all over it, but you know what? It's going to go over just because logically that's what makes sense, right? This
Right.
is the backyard brawl. You think it's going to be a dogfight, and turns out these guys are going to each score 80 a pop. So I am going to take West Virginia though.
Yeah, one thing that's been surprising to me is you said his name, Trayson Eaglestaff, just really hasn't been able to get going at all. He's shooting 27% from the field, kind of similar to Hunter Huff, 31% from the field as well too. It just surprised me that first game of the year. I think Tyson Eaglestaff had 1 point.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you weren't used to seeing from him, at least last year at North Dakota, where he averaged 18 points and had a couple of games where he scored like 50, 30, 40. So obviously, I could see him getting going. I hope it's not going to be this week. But again, I don't really have high hopes for this Pitt team overall as a season. I'm already kind of looking forward to next year with the recruiting class that we have. So I wouldn't mind to have the season be a wash. Obviously, I want to see them get to the dance, but I don't know. Capel's in what, year seven, and he's been there once. We got screwed out of it once, but I think his recruiting class, regardless of how he does this year, coaching is going to save him. So um, we'll see how that goes. Another good game that's happening on Thursday is Alabama and Purdue. So Purdue is heading down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This game, honestly, I mean, Purdue's undefeated. They're ranked second in the country, but I think I'm going to rock out with Alabama. They've already been tested. I don't see any lines or anything like that right now, but they've already been tested going on the road to St. John, and they proved that they could score against a team that's usually very good defensively. And as good as Purdue is, they struggled against Oakland last game. I think it was tied at halftime. They ended up pulling away and winning by 10 points. Again, a lot of these teams are new. They're trying to find their groove and stuff. I think Alabama's already found their groove, so I'll be rocking out with the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. And fans, don't listen to me here because I just have a major bias against Purdue. I hate them. I said it the other day, and I'm glad that they didn't blow out Oakland as they should have. Uh, I you know Purdue is gonna pose a tough matchup for Alabama. Um, I think they have obviously a much better guard play, and Braden Smith being the point guard there, he just provides and offers so much, and he could do so much too.
Yeah,
This is a
averaging a
guy
double
that can
double
just
right now.
do. Yeah, right. He's not just a playmaker off the pick and roll. This is a guy that can play make you, is a playmaker out of the ISO, and he can shoot a little bit, and he's got mid range game and stuff like that too. And they still have Kaufman Wren, right? I didn't catch Purdue's last game. They should still have Kaufman Wren if I'm not mistaken. Can you?
Mm-mm.
They don't.
No.
Damn it, he was a stud actually. The guy with Trey Kaufman Ren last year was an absolute stud.
They have
Um,
Fletcher Lloyd. He's
yeah,
playing really well.
Fletcher
He's a shooter.
Lawyer, Fletcher Lawyer.
Oh, lawyer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He came from
He
where'd he
come
come
from
from?
Iowa? No. Has he been there? I don't, ESPN's
Fletcher
weird with this shit.
Fletcher might
You
have
know.
been there
Wait, let me
for a little
see.
bit.
Oh yeah, no, he's been at Purdue.
Yeah,
You've
okay,
psyched
okay.
me. I knew that he's there. Yeah, he's a senior, true
Yeah,
senior.
Hey, he's a bucket, man. Fletcher's definitely a
Yeah,
bucket. Uh,
averaging 22 points.
yeah, man. I know. Is it Clough? Is Oscar Clough
Oscar Clough.
the
He's
guy
the
that
transfer. He's the
he's
transfer from South
okay?
Dakota State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny, Oscar Clough, you got a birthday coming up the same day as me, gang, November 22nd. Uh-uh. So, yeah, tough, super tough. I like you because of that. But yeah, no, I think it'll be a different type of matchup for Alabama ultimately. So Purdue,
hmm
again, we don't know what the lines and stuff are yet. Maybe more of an under game, if
Yeah,
I had to
I could
guess.
see that. I could definitely see that. But yeah, I mean, that's basically all I have for the college basketball stuff as of right now. Like we said, we're fully involved excuse me, with college football. So make sure you check out those shows. But once the football season's over and it kind of winds down, we will be all aboard the college basketball train. So knock anything else?
Yeah. Head coach Joe Jones for Boston University. Okay, basketball. Listen, you have a freshman sitting on the bench who can go out and average 12 right now because I'm looking at it and you have two guards out of three, two guards who combined six total points last game. I want to see Dante Tysinger playing ASAP. ASAP, 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 bro. ASAP. You must not know what you have, or you're waiting for a good time, or you're letting your seniors play. You lost 76-52, and two of your guards only averaged 6 points combined. Can't have it. Um, Play the kid. That's all I got to say. Play the kid.
Yeah, shout out to the hometown kid there. I wonder if they're doing like a red shirt or something for him, but
Bro,
hopefully, he
they're,
gets some
they're,
more tick.
Mike, their guard play is terrible. Mike, okay. In game one, they won versus Northeastern, which is
hmm
actually good basketball. Northeastern is not a bad basketball program
Yeah.
typically. Um, got four guards, combined total 12 points
Mm.
between four guards. You can't have that. Roy, Ben Roy, 0 points game one, 2 points game two. Like, dude, sorry, Ben. You just, I'm sorry. Like, it's
I'm
just, you
sorry to
gotta
throw you
sit.
under the bus, Ben.
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus specifically, bro, but this is terrible. I mean, Asmar Abdullah. I mean, bro, what do you
Five
got? 12
points.
points on the year in two games, bro. Like these are guards.
Yeah,
Guards.
Michael McNair hasn't been playing too well either.
You have a
Um,
freshman left-hander that will average 12 off the bench, I guarantee you. That's all I'm saying. Joe Jones, figure it out, buddy.
Figure it out, brother. But all right, cool. That does it for us for this round of college basketball. Again, go subscribe. We will be coming back live each week as well too. So make sure you check that out. Go follow us on all of our socials, and we really appreciate you all.